what we found out on Friday is that 69% of people have less than $1,000 saved. And now we don't mean for this to sound like a Geico commercial with some statistic. That really is important to pay attention to that. And I remember the first time I started to have someone talk to me about my finances, because my relationship to money was, all right, how much do I have to pay my bills? And then how much after that can I maybe have some spending money or save that for a vacation? It wasn't in my programming or my mindset to be thinking long term. Aaron, did you grow up really thinking about savings? What was the lesson you were taught?
For me, actually, funny you say that, it was totally about saving. That was my main goal. I was taught that I was supposed to save as much as I could, and that brought me security. Hence why we talk about what is your meaning of money as a couple. Not as a couple, but even as an individual inside of your relationship. Is it for security? Is it for status? Is it for enjoyment or control? And for me, I went to my engineering job, I earned a salary, and it was all about stockpiling. It was about making that savings account as big as possible because it brought me a sense of security. And can I say that I had a lot of enjoyment around money? No, not really at all. And when I went to purchase, buy, invest into things like clothes or shoes, it was very difficult for me to actually kind of let go. Actually, as I think about this, contributing and giving to other people was very difficult because now with my mindset of stockpiling for security, I always saw items for myself or giving to others as reducing what I had.
And it's so interesting because you grew up with, the security, sense of security. I've got to save, which I also did have fear around spending because I didn't grow up with a lot of money. So I would even return items because I'd have anxiety about investing in myself. And what's interesting is even if people have that relationship to money, kind of more of a fear-based relationship, that statistic is interesting. And I don't want to say scary because I don't want to create negative energy around it, but it's something to pay attention to because a lot of people aren't thinking long-term, Aaron, right? We're thinking right now, and really we aren't thinking about how do I want to feel, how do I want to set myself up for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years down the road. What do you think is going to be the switch for people?
Well, I also just got that all of the other partners that may be feeling very controlled around money. As you said, 69% of people as couples only have $1,000 saved. Now, what about the frustration, the feeling of lack for those that do feel security from having a certain savings account,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a balance of both, right? So it's about, okay, let's have ourselves set up where we are enjoying money now, because it isn't about hoarding and not enjoying the moment. It's the balance. How can we have the money to circulate now, enjoy the vacations, the items that we desire, the fulfillment, and set ourselves up for that future? So you're right, it is that balance, and that's where you and I are such advocates of the bucketing system, money buckets. Even though they aren't literal buckets, we aren't saying buy buckets and put them in your office and throw coins in there. You could do that if you wanted to. Now most things are electronic.
Maybe it makes a nice sound when you throw some coins in that bucket and it rattles around. You can go in there and see how much is in there.
Aaron, I think we should actually switch to, let's get the old piggy banks.
Yeah, we're going to get 6 different piggy banks, yeah. Maybe I'll get an elephant bank.
Perfect. Let's get different animals for each account.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, one of the things that just made me think of again is it cannot be one day when we have X amount saved, then we'll start enjoying. This is about having an agreement that certain percentages along the way, 10% of what we bring in, even if that's $1, goes to something that we enjoy. And having money be all of the meanings of money, if you will. You'll have a sense of security and a sense of status and a sense of enjoyment and a sense of being able to control, and bringing all those pieces together so that it's not, well, one day when we've saved X amount, then we'll actually be able to enjoy life, enjoy each other, enjoy what this resource called money can actually bring.
Ooh, you just hit it right there. They can happen in tandem. A lot of people think, do I save first or enjoy money now? And you just spoke to that it's both. Both happen simultaneously with that bucketing system. We have our 10% for long-term savings, perhaps investing. Everyone will have a different risk tolerance with that, but also the 10% for enjoyment now. And that's just critical. So what we really invite everyone to consider today, wherever you are in the money spectrum, to really check out what's your relationship to both things happening simultaneously. Are you thinking for the future and you're saving/investing while also allocating money for fun now? And really look at what's the experience you're having, because you can make a change. It's never too late to start to make a change with money.